Let's do something fun. You know, B, you want to do the Watcher? Something we've been kind of kicking around for quite some time. It's where we go over what we're watching on television. Something just ended, and I think it's fun to kind of recap it. Just a quick little aside. We'll get right back into sports.
What are we watching this week?
All right. Have you been watching House of Dragons?
Yeah, I've watched it.
If you haven't seen House of Dragons, I'm giving you your spoiler alert now. Okay? Spoiler alert now. House of Dragons is a spinoff of Game of Thrones. It goes back in time. All right? So, okay, let's start here at the beginning. Who's your MVP of season 1? Bonta.
Well, that's a great question.
Who would be your guy? And I don't know a lot of the names, so I have the cast up right here, so we're going to get through it. Who do you think your MVP is?
A lot of people are going to go with Daemon.
He's badass.
He is badass. But I'm going to go with the Queen.
Oh.
Was it Rhaenys? Or Rhaenyra?
Rhaenyra? Is that how you pronounce it?
So there's a Rhaenys.
Okay.
She is Corlys'
wife. Yep.
Okay. And then there's Rhaenyra, who's the main character.
Okay.
Rhaenyra.
So,
I'm going with Queen Rhaenyra.
Why?
Because of her composure, her the way she navigated around the first marriage,
the politics.
where the politics of everything, and then now how she did send her son out there, and she knew that something was going to go down. I feel like, but I think there's a level of gangster to her that is untapped.
Okay. I think the
and
MVP,
her leadership was very impressive in the last episode.
To me, the MVP is the king who passes away. Is it Viserys or
Viserys?
Viserys. Okay. I think he was the best character in terms of like his rawness and realness. To me, I thought he was badass. The one where he's got all like the holes in his body because he's like right on the edge of death. That's an MVP performance to me.
No doubt.
And that's his Willis Reed.
It was great.
That's his, Steph Curry hobbled with the ankle coming off the bench against Portland.
No, great.
him walking towards the throne when he's all hobbling. That was his Michael Jordan flu game right there.
Thank you. What about you guys? Quickly, who's your MVP of season 1?
No, I'm going with Viserys too. Just shout out Patty Considine with the acting performance. One of the great acting performances, and he nailed it all season.
What do you got, Mattson?
Daemon, it's a layup.
He's such a badass character.
Damon's good, but it wasn't enough of Damon.
Thank you. I wanted to see him fight.
He was just quiet a lot, just kind of looking and surveying everything. Damon is the obvious one, but to me, I'm going with his wife.
Too obvious?
This wasn't enough.
He was the MVP for me because every time he was on the screen, I scooted up in my seat a little bit.
All right. I like that. All right. So we basically have run through it. Who sits on top of your power rankings of season 1?
Probably going to go with the Queen again.
Yeah, I'm
probably going to go number 1. I think her stock went up as the show developed.
I agree.
From her as a youngster, from having that power when she checked Daemon in one of the first few episodes. It's like, back up, homie, and took that egg back. Remember that? That dragon egg? So I still got a number 1. I'm going MVP and number 1 in power rankings.
Mattson, who do you got?
Larys Strong is a
the guy with the
fascinating
foot.
character.
Littlefoot.
Yes, he is a fascinating character.
Yeah, he's
a weirdo.
He's a weasel,
and
like
super
Littlefoot.
Weird,
and by the
he
way,
is a perfect Game of Thrones character.
Yeah.
The foot scene, didn't see that coming. What about you, Lubman?
You know what? I'm going to put Daemon on top of my power rankings.
Okay.
That's guys like, if I want any guy on my team, I want Daemon Targaryen backing me up on my team. So I'm putting him at top of power rankings.
I know it ended in a goofy way. I got the guy whose eye got gouged out. Because right now he's got the biggest, baddest dragon.
Yeah, he's got the biggest, baddest dragon, and he's a badass, and he can fight.
All right, we're gonna roll. Yeah, we're gonna roll through this. All right, quickly. The Jimmy Oh No moment of the first season. Okay, a moment that you saw there was a decision that can be compared to Jimmy Garoppolo throwing one into the middle of the field and immediately regretting it. What is it for you?
Gosh, somebody else start. I got to think about this.
I'll go with my own because I thought of this question. The moment that inspired me was when Corlys' brother Vaemon is in the throne room and I won't say what he says. He calls out Rhaenyra's kids.
That's a good one.
The legitimacy of their birth.
Yeah, he calls out legitimacy of their birth. And I'm just like, oh, dude, why would you do that? And then he gets his head chopped in half by Daemon. That felt like Jimmy Garoppolo thrown in the triple coverage right there.
Yeah, no, that's a great call. That's a great call. That's a great call. It's hard to disagree with that one.
I like that.
That was because he bossed up in there. And I thought he was going to walk out of there alive, and it didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. What about you, Mattson?
I think he had a death wish when he did that. The one for me is, what is Rhaenyra doing sending Lucerys out on that messenger mission in the last episode? You knew the second she sent him, he was cooked.
It was Boys in the Hood when he's walking down the alley. Like, you knew it was coming, right?
Yeah,
right?
that was...
Dude, as soon as she was like, you do it, it's like, oh, no.
When the dragon was
Don't
waiting...
send him.
When the dragon was waiting there, and he was telling the dragon to be calm at the end, and you're like, oh, no, it's going to go down like this.
Night.
And they just kept going with the dragon in the air. It's like, oh, he's going to die.
All right, so here's my Jimmy Oh No moment. It's when the woman who's like the cousin, who's got the blonde hair, Princess Rainier, whatever her name is, she comes up with the dragon when the other kid's being named king and doesn't flame him.
Yeah.
Flame the whole family right then and there.
Not her word to start, dog.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that was...
You got the juice. You got to use it.
That was one that made me scratch my head because it's like, if you're going to go all in, go all in.
Thank you.
Instead, you give them a warning shot, and now they prep themselves for a war.
Thank you.
And then maybe the son's not dead.
Exactly.
All of a sudden, the dragon's not eaten up, and, you know.
As they say, if you're going to shoot at the king, you best not miss. That was the moment to do it. All right, before we get on out of here, all right, what do you think I can't believe this one. What do you think is the best platoon role? A minor character, all right, or a group of characters who you think actually does a really good job, but in small doses? The Kapler. I call this the Kapler.
Oh, I like those sons, man. The one with the one eye, and I like his little brother. They're badass. Now the new king, and of course the son with the eye patch, whatever his name is. You didn't get a lot of them, but you got enough of them, and I think that's the group for me.
Madsen, what do you got?
Yeah, it's Eamon. Just as the little kid version of him was a weirdo, and now he's an adult, and it looks like he's going to be a badass.
Okay, I'm going to go with the hand. The guy who's kind of plotting everything all over the place. What's it? The high tower guy?
Yeah. Otto Hightower.
To me, he's a perfect little, like, pot stirrer. What do you got, Lubman?
You know what? I'm gonna do a tag team here. I got the twin brothers Eric and Eric. One spelled an E, the other spelled an A. You didn't see a lot of them in the season, but when they're on the screen, it's like, you know what? I want to spend more time with this dynamic here. I kind of like when, you know, they kind of starting to get into a fight with each other, and then the one Eric just leaves the other Eric to go fight Kristen Cole because he's like, you're making the wrong choice, buddy. You go live with that. So I want to see more of those guys. I like them.
Okay, that was the Watcher. We're just doing something fun for a couple of minutes. Would you guys agree? I like how fast it moves in contrast to the real Game of Thrones.
Well, it was a nice little rebound from the last season of Game of Thrones. And it's intriguing to see where this goes because you hear all the names, the Baratheons, the Lannisters, of King's
Starks.
Landing, and the Starks. And then how it's going to play out, how's it going to evolve into the future. So I'm looking forward to that. But it was a nice, fast-paced show, 10 episodes in. And a nice bounce back from the last season of Game of Thrones. So that was a lot of fun. If you haven't watched it, watch it. There's